Welcome back to another episode of Hot for Justice. This is Jamie.
Hi, this is Jessica. Thanks for taking that intro, Jamie.
You're welcome. You had a mouthful of what looked like pasta, so...
I'm eating dinner right now. I'm multitasking while my baby's screaming in the background. It's fantastic!
Yeah, welcome to week whatever the fuck of quarantine we're in. Is this like the third week?
I think so, but I literally don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still an essential employee, so I go to work every day, so...
I am working, but from home, and...
Right. And I think,
man,
the last time I updated everybody, I was working from home, but now...
You were, yeah. But now you're
Most
not.
of my company has been furloughed. Therefore, I am now working in the office, and doing things there. So that's super rad.
She's an essential ass bitch.
Yes. An essential ass bitch I am. You should change my name change my name in your phone to an essential ass bitch.
I think I might, with the crown next to it.
Ooh, I like that. Super into it.
Mm-hmm.
So we apologize that, one, this episode is up late, and two, that we have not delivered on the screen recap we've been promising. That will be up Friday.
We have.
That we know for sure. But
Yes,
going
'cause
forward, we're not giving any promises that we can't keep.
It's just a weird time, and guys, we're sorry.
Yeah.
It's hard to get stuff done. You know, we're balancing a lot. So
Yeah, my work's been
we are
crazy.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my work's been crazy. I was super sick for like half of last week with like horrendous allergies and like the worst period of my life. Sorry.
Hey, it's a part of life.
Yeah. So, recording didn't happen. Shit happens. We're here now. And hello. We're back.
Hello. 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 We are going to maybe try to do some more screen recaps while we're sheltered in place, since
Yes.
we're watching a lot more. But we're not going to make promises that we're not sure we can keep. But if you see a surprise screen recap, surprise and you're welcome.
Exactly.
And if you don't worry about it.
Yeah. Mind your own fucking business.
Mind your business.
Yeah. Keep it to yourself. We're doing what we can. We're trying to keep the masses entertained. But we're only two people. You know?
And I'm struggling right now, you guys.
Bitch, same.
Struggling.
We are...
It is 6 p.m. I'm still working because my baby won't let me do anything.
Yeah, and my dog is
I'm
running
still
around my house like a banshee right now.
Mine's staring at me because she wants some food.
I mean, you have a very delicious looking piece of garlic bread that honestly I'm high-key jealous of.
Oh,
It is what it is.
well, there's a rattle right there. Right there.
Anywho.
I'm talking to my husband, too. Sorry, everybody.
I think you said I was first this week, and
You are.
excellent. So, my case is something that
We didn't do the same one. We checked.
yeah, literally
Good for
right
us.
before we hit record, we're like, wait a minute, what did we do?
We made sure.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And by proxy, or that's not right. Words are hard. Anyways, I just worked all day. We're here. In order to avoid doing the same case, I tried to pick something from literally across the globe, which we don't do very often, but we have a good amount of listeners in Australia, so I thought this would be kind of fun to do, one in Australia.
Shout out
Yeah, what up? Yeah, because Jess used to live there.
to my peeps. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, fun fact, if you didn't know.
Fun fact about me. I was just going to say that.
If you didn't know, now you know, and your life is different now.
Now you know. Yep, you're welcome.
So I don't know if you know about this one. So this happened when you were a wee lass. And by a wee lass, I mean you were 4 when this happened.
And you were...
2.
Wow. You were a wee lass, too?
Yep, we were wee little lasses.
Is it? Let me guess.
It's not...
Did you do the Azaria Chamberlain
No.
one? Okay. Continue.
Is that the dingo ate her baby one?
Yes.
Okay, great, because no. I was just about to be like, it's not a dingo ate anybody's baby.
I literally just listened to a podcast about it. That's why it's like fresh in my brain. But also we named our dog Dingo.
Yeah.
And, like that's a pop culture thing. And then once I listened to the podcast, I was like, ooh. Tell Charlie to stop that back there.
I know. He's over there being a growly little boy.
Literally, my dog just farted. So loud. So if you heard that, sorry.
This episode is going so great.
This is a shit show, but it's fine. We're here.
It's our shit show and we're proud. God damn it. So this is, I'm taking this all from Wikipedia. Surprise! Hey, at least it's not Reddit this time, but I did find the original link on Reddit. but I'm reading it from Wikipedia because there's more information as it goes. Okay, cool. So the Wikipedia article is for Kelly Lane. She was born March 21st of 1975 and is a former Australian water polo player. And in 1996 was convicted of the murder of her newborn baby Tegan and 3 counts of making false declaration. I see the look on your face right now, and you would just shit your pants.
Oh no!
Have you heard of this?
I was mid-bite, so I could not respond. I have not heard of this.
Okay. So Lane is currently serving an 18-year prison sentence and will be eligible for parole on May 12th of 2024 after having served 13 years and 5 months in custody. On April 18th of 2011, that was my mom's birthday, fun fact. April 18th is still her birthday, but whatever. Also, she's going to have to spend her birthday in quarantine. Can you believe?
Yeah.
R.I.P.
That sucks.
Sorry, Mom.
But happy birthday, Jen.
I told her I'd FaceTime her and drink champagne with her. You want to be involved?
Sure. I saw my parents today from 6 feet away. For the first time in 4 weeks.
Jesus. I bet that's absolutely killing them not to be able to see the baby.
Yeah, well, the baby was with me, but again, they couldn't,
Right.
They maintained, so my mom, she's a little sad because the baby's getting so big so fast.
I know. Those pictures you posted the other day, I almost fucking threw up.
So cute. Okay.
So on April 18th of 2011, Lane's lawyers lodged an appeal against her conviction at the same time as a Sydney taxi driver alleged he saw Lane dispose of the child. Her final application for appeal was rejected by the High Court in August of 2014. So here's some background. So, Kelly Lane is the daughter of Sandra Lane, a former hospital worker at Manly Hospital, and Robert Lane, a retired police officer. She was educated at McKellar Girls High School in Manly. Then Lane enrolled in an arts degree at the University of Newcastle, from which she dropped out and went to study at the Australian College of Physical Education while working part-time at Ravenswood School for Girls as a water polo coach. She went on to hold a position as a sports convener at Ravenswood, where her credentials are listed in the school yearbook as a degree-qualified teacher with honors. Between 1994 and 98, she was in a relationship with rugby union player Duncan Gillies. An elite water polo player at a national and international level, Lane was a member of the silver medal-winning Australian junior women's team at the 1995 World Championships in Quebec, Canada, in which she competed just months after giving birth to her first child, whom she gave up for adoption. So this brings us to Tegan Lane. On September 12th of 1996, Lane, who was age 21 at the time, gave birth to Tegan Lee Lane at Auburn Hospital. Less than 2 days after giving birth, Lane left the hospital with Tegan around 11 a.m. or 12 noon, and by 3 p.m., Lane had arrived at her parents' home alone. A few hours later, on the same day that Tegan was last seen by her mother, Lane attended a friend's wedding all dressed in white with her partner Gillies. There was no sign or mention of baby Tegan.
What?
Uh-huh. This is fucking weird. So, in 1999, 25 weeks pregnant with her third child, Kelly flies to Queensland to seek a late-term abortion. She was refused due to the fact that the fetus was being a viable gestation. 3 months later...
How many weeks was she?
25.
Why
I know.
Okay.
So 3 months later, in May of 1999, she gave birth to a boy who she decided to put up for adoption, as she did with her first child in 1995. Lane advised a social worker that this was her first child and that Gillies was the father. Gillies has denied these claims. So basically, she's had 3 children. The first one she gave for adoption and didn't tell anyone about. The second one she gave birth to, no one has seen since she left the hospital. And the third one, she gave it for adoption, lied that it was her first, and lied about the baby's father.
What?
Yes.
Okay. I have to just pause for a second.
Mm-hmm.
My statement, I usually don't make political statements.
Mm-hmm.
I am pro-choice, but at 25 weeks,
yes.
You are almost to your third trimester, and I have a hard time unless it's like, like obviously a medical reason, or like there's some other circumstances, but just to say one day, oh, I don't want to have a baby.
Yeah.
You probably should have decided that before you were 25 weeks.
Right. So, fucking bananas.
And okay, so her second baby just goes missing, and nobody says anything about it, and she like has a whole ass other baby.
Mm-hmm.
And her second baby, nobody knows where it is. Did nobody call the police?
No, but I'm getting there.
Some people should not procreate.
Somehow, it gets worse. Like, if you thought it was already
Fantastic.
bad, it gets fucking worse.
That's good.
So, prior to finding a permanent home for this child, the Department of Community Services, otherwise known as DOCS, so if I ever say DOCS, that's what that is, a child protection worker, John Borovnik, made further investigations that led into finding that the child born in 1999, Jesus Christ, Jamie, was in fact not Lane's first child, and that she had given birth in 1996 at Auburn Hospital, which would be Tegan. Further investigations revealed that Lane had also given birth in 1995 during her 4-year relationship with Gillies. Gillies claims that he was completely unaware of any of Lane's pregnancies.
So she had a baby in 1995, one in 1996, and one in 1999.
Yes, and he claims that he knows nothing about any of those pregnancies, but he was a partner of hers the entire time.
You just... Oh, my God.
And
okay.
in 1996, when she gave birth to Tegan, she was in the hospital for 2 days. So, like, how do you, like, not realize your girlfriend's gone for 2 days?
Right.
Like, what the fuck? So when confronted with the allegations in October of 1999, Kelly initially denied the existence of the 2 earlier children. Several days later, she claimed that her daughter was living with a family in Perth. Concerned about the situation, Borovnik alerted the local police, who began investigations late in 1999. In February of 2001, Kelly, who is by now 7 months pregnant with her 4th child, was interviewed by the police. During the police interview, she claimed that she had given Tegan to the baby's father, a man named Andrew Norris, possibly Morris. It's not really clear if it was Norris or Morris.
Okay.
With whom she is claimed to have a brief with whom she is claimed to have had a brief affair. According to Kelly, the affair took place at a unit block in Balmain on Friday nights after a drinking session in the town hall pub called the Townie. Lane alleges in her police interviews that Norris's long-term partner, Melanie, also lived there, as she often saw female apparel strewn about the unit. According to Lane, Melanie was in retail, although she was not present at the unit on Friday nights. So basically, like, they both got away with having this affair or whatever. During the police interviews, Kelly claims that she felt forced to hide her pregnancies because of the fear of the reaction of her parents and friends, as according to investigations, she could not be sure of who any of the fathers of the babies might be. Yikes.
Has she ever heard of birth control?
Apparently not.
Jeez.
She told police that she handed over the baby to Norris in the Auburn Hospital car parking lot, but later changed the story to state that it was inside the hospital foyer. It was reported that during the police interviews, she said several times that she felt alone when she became pregnant, and told her mother in an intercepted phone call, quote, "I had no other choice," referring to why she gave baby Tegan to Norris. Manly police referred the matter to the New South Wales coroner in 2005. A coronial inquest into the disappearance of Tegan Lane began in 2005 and ran until February 2006. The inquest was presided over by the state coroner, John Abernathy, and heard that police had undertaken an extensive search for the child, including attempting to DNA match samples. The inquest resulted in the coroner declaring that he was, quote, "comfortably satisfied that Tegan Lane is in fact deceased," end quote, and that he was concerned that Tegan had met with foul play, although he also stated that there still existed a possibility that she was alive somewhere. So there's no body.
Right.
The coroner ordered that a birth certificate be issued for Tegan, and recommended that the brief of evidence and a transcript of the coronial inquiry be forwarded to the New South Wales Homicide Squad for assessment and, if necessary, further investigation. From 2006, police investigations focused on locating Norris, Melanie, and Nolene, who is Andrew Norris's mother, all alleged to have participated participated in or witnessed carriage of baby Tegan from Auburn Hospital. Despite 9 documented versions of what happened that day, it's reported that police were unable to locate any persons who matched these profiles. Sightings of Norris were reported at the Sydney Aquarium, but discounted as, according to Caroline Meldrum Hanna of the ABC Exposed documentary, which I'll get to in a moment, post-screening, that Lane had told her that Andrew had no interest in water, so why would he be at an aquarium?
Right.
Police also sought to locate Tegan Lane by searching the records of over 9,000 primary schools in Australia, a search process that lasted 2 years.
Holy crap.
2 girls named Tegan Lane were found in Queensland, and another possibility was picked up on a Torres Strait island. Finally, police excluded all possible leads. The police investigators, assessing that they had no conclusive evidence or any physical evidence pointing to baby Tegan's death, decided not to charge Kelly, but they did refer the matter to the NSW Director of Public Prosecutions, Nicholas Cowdery. In what the National Times described as an unusual step, on November 17th, 2009, the Director of Public Prosecutions charged Lane with the murder of Tegan Lane. Kelly pleaded not guilty, and the matter went to trial by jury. The matter was heard in the Supreme Court, presided over by Justice Anthony Wheely, with Mark Tedeschi as the Crown Prosecutor, and Keith Chappell as the defending Lane under instruction from legal aid, began August 9th of 2010. The Crown alleged that Lane became pregnant 5 times over 7 years during the 90s, terminating the first 2 pregnancies, placing 2 babies up for adoption, and allegedly murdering her baby Tegan on September 14th of 1996. The jury had heard that Lane concealed her pregnancies from her family and friends in order to protect her personal image and reputation. According to the Supreme Court, Judge Peter Hamill, who acted in her defense in 2006, images would have been destroyed by revelations of the salaciousness of her sex life centering around numerous rugby players from the Manly Marlins club over which Robert Lane presided, which is her dad. So basically it would have been like a big shitting deal, like publicly, if like she was looting around.
Which sounds like she was, but okay.
Yeah, because like she basically says that she had like multiple affairs, and that like this guy's like probably the dad, but like she's not really sure.
Right. Okay.
The evidence heard at the trial was similar to that presented at the inquest 4 years earlier. The major differences were the police searches that had occurred in between, and the discovery that Lane had left Auburn Hospital not at 2 p.m. the day Tegan disappeared, but several hours earlier, which again, between like 11 and noon. And then she saw her parents at 3. So there's, 3 to 4 hours of unknown time where she clearly got rid of this baby.
Yeah.
The Crown produced evidence that, as a motive for murder, Lane was prepared to abandon her child at birth to increase her chances of representing Australian water polo at the Sydney 2000 Olympic Games. There was also evidence that she believed children would interfere with her educational plans, her social life, and the regard in which she was held by parents and friends. But
then use birth control. Jesus.
Literally. Yeah, that's your PSA for the day, everybody. If you don't want babies, birth control. There's many a method. Pick one.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, anyways. Where was I? It's also alleged that her friend's wedding on September 14th may have been a crucial factor, as she had sought a permanent solution to a potential problem to hide evidence of the pregnancy and birth from family and friends. Her defense rested on the lack of evidence about how or where Tegan might have been killed. The defense claimed that even if Lane had killed Tegan, the Crown could not prove that she had done so deliberately or with the intention to kill. On December 13th of 2010, the jury found Lane guilty of lying under oath in relation to documents dealing with the adoption of the 2 other babies. The jury was not able to come to a unanimous verdict on the murder charge. Under advice from Wheely, the jury was given the option of returning a majority of 11-1 verdict. A little later the same day, the jury found Lane guilty of murder. She was refused bail. Sentence procedures commenced on March 11th of 2011. Again, the Supreme Court before Wheely, with the Crown calling for the court to pay particular regard to general deterrence. It was reported that psychiatrist Michael Diamond, who appeared before the hearing on behalf of the Crown, found no evidence of any psychiatric disorder, and that Lane's decision appeared to be based on problem solving. A little over a month later, on April 15th, she was sentenced to 18 years in jail with a non-parole period of 13 years and 5 months. She'll be eligible for parole in May of 2024.
She should never get parole.
Absolutely not. She's a monster.
Like, literally. I'm Googling her picture because I want to put a face to the hate.
It's Kelly, Keli.
I got it.
Okay, great.
I just typed in baby killer. Sydney. And it came up.
In September 2018, the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, ABC, aired a 3-part documentary and opinion piece which featured interviews with Lane conducted via numerous 6-minute telephone calls from inside jail, of which a small percentage were included and edited down for production space. It was the first time that she had ever given interviews about the case, having approached journalist Caro Meldrum Hanna via a letter on the advice of Michael Rutgers and the Bridge of Hope Innocence Initiative. Through interviews with experts, witnesses, family members, and acquaintances of Lane, and the extensive re-examination of the evidence, the program cast doubt on the soundness of her trial and subsequent conviction. The program also detailed instances of slut-shaming and media bias that may have prejudiced the case. Following the release of the documentary, academics subsequently called for an urgent review of Lane's case. The Bridge of Hope Innocence Initiative, under Michelle Rutgers, were to petition the Attorney General in December of 2018 in an attempt to be granted a review of the case. The petition is being led by the RMIT's Innocence Initiative, which believes that the case against Lane was a miscarriage of justice. No information has been forthcoming regarding the process of the petition so far. In 2019, the documentary was criticized by a trial lawyer and author Simon Davis. He analyzed the trial and concluded it was fair and that the conviction was overwhelming. Davis fact-checked the documentary and identified numerous inaccuracies.
I mean, they really don't have evidence as to what happened to the baby. She could have just, left it somewhere and someone found it. She could, there could be a million different things that she did, but it's obviously she did something wrong.
1,000,000%.
No matter what, you don't just... and if she did legal adoptions for her other 2 kids,
why wouldn't you just
do it with that one?
Right.
I don't understand.
Because she's insane.
Yeah, obviously.
I don't like to use that word loosely, but whatever. There were several books written about this, if people want to do any further reading. A book from 2007 called The Child Who Never Was, Looking for Tegan Lane, that was written by Alison Langdon. It's also cited in here. A book called Nice Girl, The Story of Kelly Lane and Her Missing Baby, Tegan, that was written in 2011 by Rachel Jane Chin. And Simon Davis wrote a book called On Trial, The Case of Kelly Lane in the ABC.
Poor baby.
I know.
I literally just can't imagine that. It hurts my heart.
I know.
And my soul. My baby's crying, too, so...
Yeah, this whole thing is fucking bananas. I thought this was one of the most wild things I've ever found.
That is. I just really don't understand. It's not rational, but...
What is up with these Australians and trying to ditch their babies?
I don't know.
No offense to
y'all.
y'all.
The one, the Azara Chamberlain, which I mentioned, it's the girl
Didn't go eat my baby.
Was taken. Yeah, she actually, they did exonerate the mom.
That's right.
And the dad. Yeah.
Yeah, they said they had no involvement.
It was actually a dingo that took their baby. Allegedly. But probably definitely.
Anywho.
Okay, so it's my turn, but first I need to take a break for a second. Okay.
Just like that.
I'm on mute. We are back, is what I said before Jamie said that. Anyway, so now it's my turn. And
editing Jamie might go and fix that. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
If you don't, it's whatever. It was 2 seconds. Whatever. Okay.
It's fine.
I'm covering the missing person case of Dominic Potts. So the first time I've done this in the history of this podcast, did not actually take the information and write it on my own, put it into my own thing.
Wow.
I'm just going to take it from the Reddit because I did not have time. I literally found this case right before
bitch is pulling a page out of my book.
because I have so much other stuff to do. I just didn't have time. So, the Reddit. The username is The Missing and the Lost, which is also a blog.
Ooh, that's fun.
So, I thought this
Check
case
them out.
was interesting because I was like reading through kind of just the unsolved case or cold cases Reddit thread, and I come across this case, and it's from Chester, California, which is actually where my dad's from, and it's a super small town. So I was like, normally things like that don't really happen, small towns. But so so I decided to cover it. Dominic Grayson Potts was 21 when he was last physically seen on November 6th of 2018 in the afternoon. He had been in contact with a family friend, like via phone, around 6 p.m. that evening, but he was not heard from since then. So he, let's see. My computer's frozen.
Oh, no.
Lord, you guys, it's been a day. Okay, so just to give a little background. The last time he was, again, physically seen was at his house in Chester, California. He had gone to work on November 6th, and his mom confirmed that he actually... Now, that's a little confusing. He didn't make it to his shift on the 6th. He did finish his shift on the 5th at 3:30 in the afternoon.
But didn't report the next way.
Yeah,
didn't
so he
to work
didn't show up the next day. And they ended up finding his car unlocked, keys in the ignition switched on, and his cell phone and the wallet, I read, were found in the bed of the truck. But I've also read that they were found in the car. But either way, that's obviously not right.
Literally none of this is a good sign.
No. So his car was found abandoned at the end of First Avenue in Chester, California. I'd have to Google Maps it, but I mean, it's a very small place. So I'm sure they're... See, that's the thing. It's a very small town, and it's very remote. So there's lots of woods. There's lots of, it's in the middle of the mountains. There's a lake nearby.
It is, so Chester, formerly known as Big Meadows, is a census-designated place in Plumas County, California. So, yeah, looks like it's the middle of bumfuck
It
nowhere.
really honestly is. It takes an hour to get there from the nearest city, which is Chico.
Yeah, it's located on Lake Almanor, 30 miles from Quincy. The town is located along State Route 36.
It snows a lot. Okay, so where his car or his truck was found was along First Avenue, which actually is a road close to the lake, and it's kind of like it wraps around. I've been there. It kind of wraps around the backside of town, and along that, it's pretty remote. There are some houses, but not really. There's a lot of trees, a lot of wooded areas. So that kind of makes sense. His truck would be found out there if like something weird was happening. His car was found by the Plumas County Sheriff's Department. The media says apparently that it's possible the sheriffs, whatever sheriffs responded to the car, may have destroyed potential evidence, but that is not confirmed. It's possible, though, that maybe because they don't really... I don't know if they really deal with this sort of thing often. I don't know.
Oh, shit.
But nothing was uncovered from his phone. And there isn't any tangible evidence as to where he might have gone. So it's just very weird that his truck would be found in that place. Obviously with his phone and his wallet, it's not good. The sheriff's department initially released the truck back to Dominic's brother. However, as Dominic was leaving, it's reported that they stopped him and they took back custody of the truck. And they're not sure why the sheriff's department did that, but the sheriff's department has the truck still, and the family's been told that it's not considered a crime scene, but I mean, it is evidence, and they also say that it has not been dusted for prints, which I don't know why it wouldn't be. Seems like it's relevant. They have not received the cell phone back. So, that's...
I don't like it.
No. I mean, it gets weirder. So, as I mentioned, the last sighting of Dominic... My computer keeps freezing. Where am I? The last sighting of him was leaving work the 5th. And then around 3:15, he was seen by a female employee. She left work. He was still working, but then he left shortly after. He was working for Sierra Cascade Aggregate and Asphalt, which is owned by Dig It Construction in Chester. So I'm not sure exactly where they were working that day, but it's based out of Chester.
Right.
And then he received a phone call on the 5th around 6 p.m. The family friend spoke to him for a while, and he told them that he planned to rent a motel for the night, which I'm not sure why. If he lived in the area, it doesn't really elaborate as to why.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe it's because, like, he was... I don't know. Anyways, I mean, I could tell you why. It's possible that there was bad weather and maybe he couldn't drive because it does snow quite a bit up there, but I'm not sure if it had snowed at that point that year. I'm trying to remember 2018. I don't think I...
And what month did this happen?
November.
So that's possible.
It's very possible. I'm trying to remember because I went up there... I think that was in 2017. I went up there for Thanksgiving, so I would have been up there like right after. But I think 2018 I went up there for Christmas, so I would have been there like a month after. Anyways, I can't remember if there was a lot of snow or not.
But I mean, it's like a lot more north than either of us live, so it gets like way fucking colder.
It's significantly colder, and it's. I mean, normally during the winter, it snows a lot. It's similar to Lake Tahoe.
So it's like safe to say it was probs snowing.
Yeah. So that could have been maybe why, or maybe like he lived with a bunch of family and he wanted to just have a night on his own. I don't really know. It doesn't say. But his mom says that it's probably because he didn't want to have to drive home. So I don't know. Okay. His family contacted local businesses, contractors, coworkers, and colleagues of his and local motels, but nobody had seen him or heard from him since the 5th. He did not check into any hotels or motels. I am going to post some pictures because obviously this is still a cold case, and this is something that potentially somebody might know about. He was 21 at the time he went missing. He'd be now 23, but he would probably look pretty similar. His height was 5'10". He was 150 pounds. He had medium length dark brown hair and brown eyes. He has scars on his arms and chest from welding, but he has no tattoos or piercings. It's not known what clothes that he was wearing. There is some kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
Disparaging?
Yes, information on here, like. So, I did look at another website. It's still, some of it's a little unclear, like about where his car was found and things like that. But I think, I'm not quite sure why. It's interesting. Apparently, there have been rumors, of course, small towns, people talk. They're not elaborated on, but I can only speculate. But the family has said that the police have like really not communicated with them much, and they've kind of tried to work with them, see what's up with the case. Haven't really got a response back. And then the day after Dominic goes missing, his great-grandmother was found brutally murdered in her mobile home.
I'm sorry, you said what now? What?
Yep. So people assumed it was because he killed her, but that was proved false because they actually arrested a man for it who has been charged and I believe convicted of her murder.
Holy fucking
So
shit.
literally he goes missing, I think like the day after his grandma is murdered.
So do we know if this was just like a coincidence?
I don't know. I think I don't
Huh.
know, like, where, let's see.
They need to go investigate and investigate this asshole.
Yeah, I think so. She didn't live in Chester.
Mm-hmm.
She lived in Oroville, it looks like, and that's a
Okay.
bit away from Chester,
It is a bit away.
but that's still so weird.
Like, what are the odds?
Right. Oh, so she was found dead. Okay, so it was 2 days after. November 8th.
Still,
November 8th.
what the fuck, dude?
She was stabbed to death from a kitchen knife that was from her home. And let's see. I did read that they found the person who did it, and they think that I think it was a homeless person, or at least one person, one of the suspects.
So probably something kind of random.
Yeah, but I mean, just what are the odds of that?
I don't know.
That poor
You know
lady,
what? You know what else is like really weird, like coincidence shit?
Hmm.
So you know how like obsessed we are with Tiger King?
Yes. Obsessed.
Okay, I'm
For those of you who don't know, we literally send each other memes in our group chat of just Tiger King stuff.
and have only been doing that for like the last
It's
week.
fantastic.
Um,
I needed it. I need it.
so
Just straight up need it.
today, so on my work computer, it's like one of those like generic like nature thing, like screensaver
Yeah.
things, and like every like day it's a different picture. Today it was a fucking tiger.
No way.
It's never once before been a
That's
tiger.
fantastic. I was gonna.
Yeah.
You know
What?
what? When I change your name in my phone to Essential Ass Bitch, I'm gonna put a tiger emoji next to it. And
Yes.
that's what's gonna happen. Okay, yeah. So it was a homeless man, Oroville homeless man, who was arrested, and it looked like he changed his plea from not guilty to no contest, which is basically saying,
Right.
yes, I did it.
I
but
fucking
I'm not
did
going to
it.
take responsibility for it.
Yeah.
He's 42. He was connected via fingerprint evidence in the stabbing death of Greta Putnam inside her mobile home on 5th Avenue in Oroville.
What a cunt.
He stabbed her at
Him,
least
not her.
five. Yeah, he stabbed her at least 5 times, including once to the neck, which is freaking so awful. I don't understand.
Oh my
He
god.
was. It looks like he was burglarizing her home, which like,
Oh, that's awful.
what are the odds? That's so awful. Like,
Like that poor family.
seriously.
Like fuck.
Her body.
What a
It
week.
says her body was found the next morning by her caretaker, who came into the home, but he was sentenced. Good riddance. You POS. Why would you kill a grandma? You can rob her. She ain't gonna do nothing to you. She's
Right.
86. Go away. Ugh. Anyways, so I'm going to post some pictures of Dominic. It's very interesting. He just disappeared, and the police either aren't communicating information to the family or nothing's really known. The area in which they found his car or his truck, they have searched by foot, ATVs, boats, and an airplane. They have not found him. Again, it can be very remote out there. I don't. Normally, like, I feel like if you would fall into the lake or something,
Yeah.
they would find your body, because you float, like, if you drown, you float, after.
Wow.
So it's very strange. I'll also post pictures of his truck so you guys can see. But yeah, if you have any information, you can call local Crime Stoppers. It's anonymous. Or you can call Plumas County Sheriff's Department, which those phone calls are recorded. So, if you or somebody would like to be anonymous, please call Crime Stoppers. But the family deserves some answers, so.
Yeah, and you know what? I feel like a lot of this is like just like a case of like small town sheriff's department or small town like police department not having the resources or like really knowing what the fuck to do.
Yeah, it definitely could be that. I mean, so the town itself doesn't have a police department. They're part of like the county sheriff,
Oh
which
god. So
the
yeah,
sheriff
I mean, they
probably has
yeah.
a little more experience in that. Like, because they
Yeah.
they cover a greater area, but like, I don't know. I feel like maybe there is more information than they're letting the family know,
Mhm.
because otherwise it just seems like the due diligence hasn't been done.
yeah, like, not to bring this back to Tiger King because that's another episode for another day.
We will be
but it's, like,
recapping.
with-
We will be recapping
Yeah.
Tiger King. All you
it
cool
reminds me of
cats
me
and
my song.
kittens.
We should have started the episode with that. We're fucking
I
idiots.
know. Let's do it from now on. But we
Okay,
might
done.
want to watch out. She might sue us.
You know what? Fuck Carol. I'm just kidding. If you haven't watched Tiger King, please go watch
do
it. It's
you won't
literally,
regret it. It's fantastic.
it's so fucking bonkers. And
fantastic.
you know, maybe we'll try to make that next week's recap if we can.
We really should.
Try.
Fantastic.
But I saw a meme today that was like, it was a gif of this security guard, like checking people outside of some sort of venue, and he was like, you know how they like make you like stand with your arms out and like they kind of like pat you down. He was like literally not even touching these people, and it was like
yeah, I've seen that.
The police looking for Carol's ex-husband.
Well, you know they're okay. They're reopening the case for that. They're like,
No.
yeah. I read that they're like going for it after that documentary came out and like kind of exploded it. Isn't that
Wild.
Carol? You better watch out.
Carol fucking Baskin.
I mean, honestly, like at the time he went
Anyways.
missing, no body cases I don't think were really tried.
Mm-mm.
And now, honey, they are.
Yeah. So bye, bitch. I'm just
But
kidding.
honestly, I'm pretty sure she probably.
Oh, she 100p put sardine oil on his ass and killed and fed him to the tigers. If you know what we're talking about, sorry for the spoilers.
Well, if you don't know what we're talking about, you need to go watch it because we're not spoiling too much. You need to know.
Yeah, I feel like everyone and their mother has
You
seen
need
it.
to know. Anyways, okay. That's all I have. Go check out our pictures.
Yes.
Especially if you're from California. You know, from my case anyway, it's very possible that you could know something
Yes.
about it.
So, do you have anything fun and fresh to share with everybody that's not Tiger King related?
I made a fantastic TikTok yesterday with Emerson and I. I did not post it, but it's fantastic, and I will share it with you, Jamie, because we're friends. I'm not
Okay,
going to
cool,
share
cool,
it
cool.
with
Can
anybody
you-
else, but it made me very happy. It was really fun.
You don't want to post it as this week's episode
No,
thing?
probably not. Oh,
Okay,
I also
fine.
ordered a dip powder kit for my nails because, you know, we're in shelter in place, can't go to the nail salon. Honey, I'm excited about it. Hopefully I can make it work.
My mom actually got one, and she's been doing that for a while now. Like, she's been doing this for a
I
few
can
months.
imagine how much
and
money
she
you
loves it.
save.
Yeah. Because she was, like, going all the time.
Yeah, I
like,
go
you know,
all
every
the
2
time,
weeks,
too.
every
It's
3 weeks.
$45 every 2 weeks. Honestly, I'm at like 2.5 weeks right now, and my nails are grown out, and I can't handle it. So I'm very excited to get it and to give it a
Congratulations.
try. Thanks.
If it works out well, we can link
Yeah.
it for people.
for
my
sure.
God, Charlie, can you not?
If you
do
want to
that?
check it out, it's called Dipwell. Haven't received it yet. It has good reviews though, so seems to be easy to use.
Cool,
Fingers
cool.
crossed. Anyways, what about you?
What was I going to share? I had something I was going to fucking share. God damn it. Don't you hate
Story of my
that?
life, honestly.
It's not Tiger King, I promise. I watched another documentary thing. Okay, I shouldn't say it's fun and fresh because it's really fucking sad. It's the thing I was telling you about, that Beyond the Mat thing, or I think that's what it's called. Is
the one, the
Babe, can you-
fighter guy?
the Chris Benoit thing? Is that the Dark Side of the Mat? Dark Side of the Ring? I think it's Dark Side
What
of the
streaming
Ring.
platform is it on? Amazon?
It's on Hulu.
Oh, cool, okay.
It's season 2. It's all produced by a WWE superstar named Chris Jericho.
Interesting.
So it's a 2-episode docuseries. It's really short. I want to say each episode's like 30, 45 minutes. 30 minutes. Zach just fact check. I just got a Zach check. And the first episode is, I don't want to get too much into it because we might recap it depending on how you
We're gonna recap
feel about
it,
it when
yeah.
you watch it.
Well, if
Okay,
we're
great. I
gonna
won't-
try to do like one
Yeah.
per week, then again, no promises. So, but
Yeah.
like
So-
for Friday, we've got the most dangerous animal of all, and then we have Tiger King,
And then probably this.
and then the Matt one.
So it's the dark. I believe it's the Dark Side of the Ring. It's on Hulu.
Okay.
And yes, I just got confirmation that's what it's
Okay.
called. So it's about Chris Benoit. He was he's a now deceased WWE superstar. This is all like very general knowledge. He killed his family and killed
I
himself.
didn't know that until you texted it to me the other day.
Okay, just kidding. But I had heard about it before this because I'm not a huge like WWE person. Zach is, and so I guess I kind of am by proxy. Like I watch a lot of wrestling, and it's very interesting. It's really fucking sad, but it's very interesting. And it kind of piggybacks on some of the Aaron Hernandez stuff. I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't want to like give too much away. I want you all to watch it. Like I said, it's only an hour worth of content.
Yeah, we will recap that. We eventually are going to do Making a Murder, but as we've said, we want to do that in person with Wes, Jamie, and I, and we cannot do that because we're on shelter in place. So
yeah, and you only have one mic at home, so
and you know Dream, so you can't like send me one.
Yuckers.
Yeah, so that's it.
Yep, that is it for today, and we'll be back on Friday.
Our recap
or Friday.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, because
nothing.
I mean, if you're not working, then you don't. What is a weekend? None of it matters. What the fuck is anything? Time is nothing but a construct.
Oh my god, you guys. Okay. Anyways.
Anyway, toodly doodly
Okay,
doo.
bye.